The following broadcast is an alternative video game program. Viewers should prepare themselves for games-related jokes, nonsense and general hijinks.
From the alternative world of video games today, Caroline meets the Tekken 5 team. SSX3 goes head-to-head with Apt2, turning comics into games, and more bloke-on-bloke action from our football championship.
Hello viewers. I do love Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time, don't you? My copy, like those in so many other houses, remarkably pristine. Almost as if it's never actually been read at all. Tell you what has been read though, another one of your letters, thank you so much. This one is from Winnie Smith from Swindon. Dear When Games Attack, my father says video games are nothing but a puerile waste of my time. And I'd be better off getting a hobby that would one day lead to a successful job when I leave school. What do you think? Well, Winnie, I'm with your dad here. I strongly recommend some form of after-school accountancy classes, and don't forget, send all your old video games to me, because my kids love them. Anyway, in spite of what some do-gooders would have us believe, weapons can be fun. And in video games in particular, there's been a vast array of such magnificence that even the most woolly liberal will gladly take them to the heart. Here's our top 5.
At number 5, it's the electric taser from Siphon Filter. Usually great weapons are bestowed on men who've travelled far into a game, but the taser's given to you right away. Top honour. Fire this baby on an unsuspecting enemy, they'll light up like a Christmas tree and howl like a snared animal. Extra fun can be had in temporarily turning off the current to let them catch their breath, only to zap them once again. And for the finale, keep the electricity going until the poor victim bursts into flames. Cool! At number 4, and I think it should be number 1, the Shark Gun from Armed and Dangerous. With admirable disregard for the laws of probability, this gun launches a hungry great white shark at your enemy, regardless of terrain. With the inexorable homing instinct of one of those wind-cheater charity people that accost you in the high street, the fin slides towards the confused enemy. It's like watching the Discovery Channel. Shark swims to prey, shark kills prey in horrible way, everybody's happy. We'll be telling you what makes our number 3 and 2 choice of the best gaming weapons later in the show.
Stephen Hawking believes that any physical theory can only be hypothesis and can't ever actually truly be proven. But even he knows that's not true at all. For example, I have a theory that I could beat him at Pro Evolution Soccer, and I'm happy to prove it any number of times. More cast iron facts for your perusal in today's Behind the Game.
Every true comic fan knows that the hardest man in the genre isn't to be found in the pages of an American tome. No, it's the man that even Sylvester Stallone's miserable acting couldn't ruin. He is the law. He is Judge Dredd.
The project has been very exciting right from the very beginning. It was wonderful to be able to take 25 years of comics history and comics heritage and try and both update it and improve the storylines for the next generation of entertainment, which is computer games.
It is a little daunting because 2000 AD fans and Dredd fans can be very particular about how things are. With so many different artists and styles to choose from, if you like, it took us a while to eventually settle on a style of our own. We settled on like the highly painted styles of Greg Staples and Simon Bisley and Jim Murray. They were the ones that we were all agreed on were really cool, and we thought we'd be able to pull off in a kind of 3D environment. There are a number of stylistic techniques from the comics, and one of those is what we call rim lighting, an effect where an artist is painting a character. They'll often highlight the edge of the character with a brush stroke to give the effect of like light catching the edge of the character, so you can pick them out in dark areas, and it gives a certain sheen to things which looks cool. We've got very strong coloured lighting on the characters and the environments, which is key to most of the artwork in Judge Dredd. Very vibrant and colourful.
Right from the very beginning, the 2000 AD editorial team has been very involved in the project, as involved as they can be with the time that they've got. Producing a weekly comic is not easy.
Of course, Dredd's home of Mega City 1 is just as much a character as he is.
It's the biggest city the world has ever seen, with 450 million inhabitants. It covers the entire eastern seaboard of the United States. Each building can be like equivalent to buildings and things you see in the game. They're all built to scale, like they can be like a couple of kilometres tall.
One of the things we're trying to achieve in the game is a grand cinematic, sort of almost operatic, without all the fat ladies singing kind of image, although we do have some fat people in the game. The look is not a cartoon style look, it's very much a graphic novel look, but still stylized in its own unique way.
We scoured the Premiership and the Championship in search of the best Pro Evolution players to stage the world's first virtual football competition. 8 pros have to compete through group rounds and knockout stages until one of them has earned the right to be crowned the When Games Attack Football Champion.
If we look at the Group A table, we can see Brighton's Alexis Nicolas at the top with 3 points. Lee Sharp's drawing abilities earned him second place, while Watford's Scott Fitzgerald and Brighton's Darren Curry are at the bottom with a point each, but Scott's got his second game to play. Hey, football time again. Game 4 in Group A of our football challenge. Alexis Nicolas against Scott Fitzgerald. I'd say probably the two better players out this group of 4. Alexis, you had a cracking first game, 1-2-1. You definitely had your shooting boots on. Have you brought them along today?
Hope so.
And it was basically through Henri that you did most of your work as France next time. Same game plan?
Absolutely, yeah.
Get it up to the most...
Henri, let him run.
Scott Fitzgerald, I do have to ask you actually, obviously your mum and dad are Mr. and Mrs. Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Did they call you Scott because of F. Scott Fitzgerald, the writer?
I don't believe they did, no, but they seem to have taken to it quite. Yeah.
But now you drew your first game with Lee Sharp.
I did, yeah.
And of course, as they say, a draw's like kissing your sister.
Exactly, yeah.
Is it?
Not nice.
What? Well, I think they mean it's actually it's all right, but you can't get too carried away. Okay, well, to see if Scott can slip one in past Bartes, join us after the break. Before we go, let's see who's languishing at positions 3 and 2 in our chart of the top 5 video game weapons. At number 3, it's something magnificently sick, the Anthrax Cowhead from Postal 2. This game offers a whole arsenal of weapons appropriate for the depraved and downright evil, but they pale in comparison to this poisonous bovine weapon. If in real life you spend your free time hoying dead cow heads infected with the anthrax virus at innocent people, you're evil and we don't want to talk to you. But in the games world, launching one of these babies is perfectly innocent fun. Yeah, watching someone die helplessly from anthrax poisoning while you stand back toasting your own good health, it's just great sport. At number 2, it's a general category for all the weapons of Turok Dinosaur Hunter. At the time, the weaponry in this game produced some of the most impressive visuals ever seen in a console affair. In fact, our producer confesses he liked nothing better than firing endless rounds into the sky just to marvel at the animation. Aww. Join us in part 2 to discover the best video game weapon ever. Coming up in the alternative video game show, the Tekken 5 team drool over Caroline Flack. We've got a snowboarding showdown between SSX3 and Amped, and the best video game weapon ever. But first, it's time to join Stevie Morgan in the commentary box for Scott Fitzgerald's Italy against Alexis Nicolas' France.
Thanks, Dominic, and 2 fine exponents of the beautiful game get us underway. My own career in football was cut short because I was crap, But it's Italy in their white away strip who attack the French goal. And that is a great Gatsby of a goal for Scott Fitzgerald. 1-0 to Italy. But now it's the French who are troubling that Italian goal once more. Come on, hack him down. They're not all that. He crosses it. It's Henry. He's got nothing. He's got nothing, I tell ya. Still 1-0 to Italy. And it's Del Piero who passes it to Vieri. It's Vieri. It's 2-0. Bartes ended up looking like a complete joke. And Scott Fitzgerald has got his second goal, courtesy of Vieri, against the French. But now Zidane is there. Oh, he should have taken a shot at the goal, but he passed it to Henry. And Henry was impotent in front of goal. But Trezeguet penetrates the defence and makes it 2-1. For the French, they claw something back here. Trezeguet gets a goal back for the French, and at half-time, it's still 2-1 to the Italians. They lead, but it is a slender lead, and they're going to have to do everything that they can to hold on here against the French. No, that wasn't a foul. The referee says play on, and it's Vieri, but no, Bartes has stopped him. And Alexis breathes a sigh of relief. And now Henry is poking and probing the Italian defence. But he can't convert. They can't find the equaliser here. Time running out, and that is the final whistle. Italian arms raised in jubilation because they've beaten the French 2-1.
Oh, you took the game time there, didn't you?
Yeah, you know, got the 2-goal advantage early on. That was the all-important key, and I just managed to hold on to it.
And I have to say, fantastic technique, especially for the second goal. He just squeezed that in the left-hand corner. Quite a difficult Pro Evo goal to pull off that.
Yeah, definitely. You know, keeper wasn't aware, waiting for the cross, and took the shot early.
And now you're sitting atop the table.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to be up there, so just don't get too complacent and hopefully stay up there.
Yeah, do you know, and all these times I still don't know what complacent means. I was going to find out once, but couldn't be bothered. Okay, now Alexis, you were top, now you're down to second place. Well, did you underestimate Scott at all?
No, I knew he was a good player. He got the 2 goals early, which was hard to get back. Put him under a lot of pressure, but he coped well with it.
Yeah, and now that means for your last game you're going to be playing Lee Sharp. It's going to be between you two, possibly for that second space to go through. How do you fancy your chances against Lee?
I haven't really seen him play much, but hopefully I'll be able to beat him.
No. Okay, well, it's all getting very tight now. We've got one more game from each player to see who's going to go through to the semi-finals of our Win Games Attack Football Challenge. You don't really want to miss it next time, do you?
If one says black, the other says white. If one says left, the other says right. They never can agree. The Xbox plays 60 people DC. Time to cook their fuse to them as pretty as
Hello and welcome to another head-to-head with myself and Cuddly and Queenie. Once again, we'll be... Come on, ladies. Once again, we'll be taking a game and looking at it in different categories. Come on, showtime! To find out which is the best in the... Why are you in a disguise? Oh, you're hiding from your social worker. Well, you do know that's in direct violation of your court order. Well, next time, buy your own car. Anyway, let's get some boxes. Today, we'll be looking at snowboarding games, and the Cuddly has got Amped 2, while Queenie has SSX the Third. Round 1. Graphics.
Considering you can snowboard through a sprawling city, it's obvious SSX3 doesn't aim for realism. In fact, with neon lights decorating the oversized slopes and fireworks lighting up the sky, it looks crazy, but fans wouldn't have it any other way. Amp 2, on the other hand, goes for a more naturalistic style. The movement of your character, the details in the environments, even the light and texture of the slopes and falling snow seem grounded. But which border do you prefer the look of? 53% of the 100 gamers we surveyed judged SSX3's graphics to be better. Round 1 goes to SSX3. 2 rounds to go.
Round 1 goes to Koini, the quasi-impressionist art tones of SSX3, obviously swaying the public more than the neo-realism of Amped 2. Round 2. Lifespan.
The Beat the Mountain mode in SSX3 ensures a return to the slopes. Here you can make your way down one of the gigantic runs and encounter different challenges, such as half-pipe courses, big air events, and aerial rings. As part of the XSN sports range, AMP2's lifespan relies on the Xbox Live multiplayer mode. Up to 8 players can compete to see who's number 1 at flat-out racing or the best at performing outrageous tricks. But which game do you feel offers greater depth? 55% of you said AMP2 offers the longer lifespan. AMP2 draws even with the second round. One more round to go.
So SSX3 may be prettier, but all that Xbox Live potential means gameplay-wise, it goes to AMP2 for my little ginger friend Cuddly. Alright, Strawberry Blonde. Round 3. Gameplay.
SSX3 doesn't look realistic and it doesn't play realistic. The emphasis here is on attempting jumps no human could make and performing outrageous moves to fill your trick meter for an Uber trick. It plays like an extreme sports dream and fans love it. You can still make good-looking tricks in AMP2, but overall it plays more like a simulator. Your job is to launch a boarding career and win money and fame by showing your moves to sponsors and the course photographers. AMP2 is the choice for the real border away from the slopes. But which one has the best gameplay for you? 55% of those surveyed preferred the gameplay in SSX3. The final round goes to SSX3. Which means SSX3 is today's winner, 2 rounds to 1.
Cuddly, you know you said you didn't want your social worker to recognise you? Well, after this forfeit, I don't think she will. Come on, Queenie, you won. Off we go. That's the stuff. Join us next time for another head-to-head.
Now it's time to find out who's at number 1 in our top 5 best gaming weapons ever. First, a recap of the others. At number 5, the trusty taser from Siphon Filter. At number 4, da-da, 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 da-da. At number 3, the truly awful Anthrax Cowhead. And at number 2, the general nuclear holocaust from Turok Dinosaur Hunter. But the number 1 best gaming weapon ever is the BFG, from the daddy of all first-person shooters, Doom. Ask a gamer where and when they were when they first fired the BFG, you'll probably notice a glistening of the eyes and a slight stiffening of the trouser as they recall that first perfect union between man and imaginary gun. When fired, its green energy soars across the battlefield, reducing even the most ferocious, highly pixelated sprite to dust. The name summed it all up: BFG. Big something or other gun. It was a gun with attitude, a gun with grace, and a gun with a sweary word in the middle.
I think I'm getting this now. There are many differences between the fragrant Caroline Flack and myself. She is blonde, where I am dark. She's lithe, where I am cumbersome. And she wasn't marched out of Japan at gunpoint following a botched military coup in the late 70s, huh? That's why she's there for today's feature.
Well, I'm here in downtown Yokohama, where there's a distinctive sound in the air. Yes, that's the sound of excitement, because inside that building, at this moment, they're putting the finishing touches to the long-awaited arcade release of the year, Tekken 5. Now, I'm not a Tekken 5 expert, but Yuta is, and he's going to put the game through its paces. But before all that, I'm going to go and meet the creators. Due to hit the arcades at the end of the year, Tekken 5 promises to be the last word in polygon-based punch-ups. Behind the sound and fury of the game lies one of Japan's most experienced development teams. No wonder little Yuta was dying to have a go. Now you two, you've got to wait in reception, yeah? With you two in reception, I met up with 3 of the brains behind Tekken 5 to find out how it had changed since its last outing.
The big difference this time is the IC card technology. Beforehand, when you played the old Tekken games, you could play a great game and nothing would remain of that. So as soon as your 100 yen ran out, that was it. Now with this card, it will save your data and save how you fought and how you did. You can collect points, and with these points, you can then buy virtual sunglasses for your character and different clothes, so you can customize your character.
There are 3 new characters. The first one is a character called Raven, who dresses up like a ninja and is a powerful opponent. The second one is a Chinese character called Feng, and he's a very powerful fighter who uses Kumbasu, which is like Kung Fu. The last one is a Japanese lady, Asuka Kazama, and she uses a unique type of fighting like Jiu-Jitsu.
So this game's obviously about fighting. When was the last time you guys were in a good ruck?
I do my best to keep out of trouble, and I'm a pretty peaceful person. There's often a misunderstanding that people who make these games are violent, or that people who play them would become violent. But I don't agree.
I know you guys have got some new characters in Tekken 5, but have you ever thought of having a Welsh character? Because I got into a fight with this girl in Cardiff, and she was really big and really strong.
What special moves did she have, and why is it significant that she's Welsh?
He had one really good special move. It was just this, douche, like that. Well, I think he's waited long enough. It's time to unleash you two on this baby. Sadly, my Japanese is a bit rusty, and Yuta here doesn't speak any English, so we've had to come up with another way to express Yuta's feelings on Tekken 5. The plastic food industry is massive in Japan. For some reason, every restaurant feels the need to display their wares with an enormous range of plastic replicas. They do look pretty, though. Okay, Yuta, we want you to pick the pudding which best represents your feelings towards Tekken 5. Was it a bit of a cream caramel of a game? Do you think it was a bit more of a strawberry slice of a game? Or could it be an ice cream sundae of a game? Well, you just picked the ice cream sundae. I kind of thought he would, but I have to say Tekken 5 does seem like an incredible experience, doesn't it? And Yuta, it's been a long day. I think it's time we got you home. I wish that was real.
If we find the answer to that, it would be the ultimate triumph of human reason, for then we would know the mind of God. Now that's what I call a twist! Phenomenal! Until the next time, viewers, goodbye. You cheeky monkey!